Welcome back to Brohannes Yams. Looking at the demo, Your House. I know absolutely nothing about this game. I discovered it just browsing Steam and looking at recently launched demos. I was struck by the art style. I think I watched the trailer a little bit. To be very honest, I downloaded the demo a few days prior to recording, and honestly, I've kind of forgotten, which is great. I love going in totally new to a game. Like, let's just see what it is. I think it's point and click, so I'm doing keyboard and mouse. Ooh, Hicksville Boarding School. I'm an idiot. That's my line. Oh, I'm so gullible. Oh no. Oh, I'm clicking the text and making it go. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. I deserve this gash on my head. How could she do this to me? I'm her best friend. I'm supposed to be her best friend. As soon as she reaches her room, Debbie heads straight to the bathroom and locks herself in. She presses her hand to the wound on her forehead. Blood runs down her cheeks and neck, staining her Hicksville College uniform. How could I have been so stupid not to have noticed? She wonders. She contemplates herself in the mirror and dabs at the cut with a damp cloth. She had been driving 100 kilometers per hour, tears streaming down her cheeks. Had she not been wearing a helmet, the accident could have been fatal. And today of all days. And today, my 18th birthday. Okay, I'm gonna click it again. Okay. A few hours ago, Debbie completed another lap around the sun. There are only a few minutes left until midnight, and not one person has wished her a happy birthday. Not even in her worst nightmare could she have imagined coming of age would be so traumatic. Debbie is still wiping away the dried blood and smeared mascara when she sees it in the mirror. There's an envelope on top of her dresser. What's this? Her name is written on the envelope in marker pen. The handwriting is both exquisite and disturbing. Debbie flips it over, but there's no return address. The stamps look foreign. Who could it be from? She doesn't remember the last time she received a letter that wasn't a fine. After a few seconds, Debbie begins to slowly tear the envelope and opens it. Postcard. Okay, the Leo Motel. Ooh. Oh, okay. See the mechanics now. She pulls out a postcard from inside the envelope. On the front is a photograph of a place she doesn't recognize. The address written on it is equally as strange. It's completely incomprehensible, mysterious even. Debbie studies the stamp, hoping it might offer a clue. I have no idea where this bird is from. There's something else inside the envelope. It's a key and it has a tag. Debbie picks up the key and looks at the tag. Happy birthday. The first birthday message she's had all day. Who the hell sent me this? Is this some kind of joke? Ouch! A sharp pain pierces through her head. The wound on her forehead throbs. She really needs to rest. It really has been an intense day. She pushes her backpack off her bed and it falls to the floor with a thump. She slowly takes off her sneakers and lies down on top of the crumpled quilt. She holds the postcard up and stares at it until her vision blurs and her eyelids feel heavy. Exhausted, Debbie drops the postcard onto her chest and sighs. Her gaze wanders to the ceiling above her. Nicole, Nicole, Nicole. That filthy, deceitful rat. She doesn't even like David. Why did she do it? Was she jealous? Or was it just to satisfy her spoiled brat ego? I trusted her. I told her how I felt about David, or how I thought I felt about him. Note to self, never fall in love with the captain of the lacrosse team. Crossed out. Although it hurts way more to be betrayed by my best friend than to be cheated on by that creep David Stratford. Oof. Okay. Oh. Ooh. Ah. Damn it, that image is gonna stay with me for the rest of my life. They weren't even trying to hide it. They were right there, making out in the pub in front of everyone, laughing in my face. Talk about being two-faced. I chose not to make a scene, yet I made sure to pour a pint of beer over them as I left. But then the accident. Where was I? I remember the screeching of the brakes, the feeling of flying through the air, the driver's look of horror when he asked if I was alright. Poor guy, he was more freaked out than I was when he saw my blood on the pavement. Ooh, stay awake. On Monday, I was kicked out of boarding school again. I'm really outdoing myself. This is the third time this year. The way my dad shot me that "you really disappointed me" glare when I was talking to Strickland, it was priceless. And that sorry excuse of a principal went on, reeling off my greatest achievements. Repeatedly skipping class, alcohol and drug use on school premises, zero respect for rules and school values. My dad has given me way too many ultimatums. He's well aware that shipping me off to some other boarding school would be doing me a favor. He has a million other tricks up his sleeve when it comes to making my life miserable. But if he dares lay a hand on me again, he'll know what's coming. I made that crystal clear to him last Christmas. Oof. It's so crazy how I pull the eyelids open. Let's take a little break from reading. Debbie jolts upright. There's no point in fooling herself any longer. A good night's sleep is out of the question. Tonight and all of the following nights for the next 18 years of her life. Thousands of thoughts swirl around her mind. She pushes all but one aside, which begins to make more and more sense. To run away. To get out of this place. Right now. Without a minute to waste. Yes, that's what she's going to do. She'll have to think on her feet and figure out a way to find the address on the postcard. It's a leap in the dark. She knows there might be nothing there, and that the key might be nothing more than a joke. But right now, anything is better than staying in Hicksville. Adrenaline pumping, Debbie empties her backpack, letting her science and economics books tumble to the floor. She can fill it with more useful things. Debbie scours her room, looking for anything she might need. Some clothes, a pair of slippers, and her toothbrush. Nice. She opens her desk drawer and finds a map and a Swiss Army knife. Ah, yes, some cash would be helpful. She bends down and pulls out a small wooden box from under her bed. This is where she keeps her money her Aunt Lucille gave her. It was enough to keep her going for 6 months or so. She also picks up her amulet. Ooh. It's a small jewel that Aunt Lucille gave her. It was her mom's. She would have liked you to have it, her aunt told her. Debbie never met her mom. She died when she was 4 years old. But now's not the time to think about that. She stuffs her belongings into her backpack, along with the postcard and key. Debbie puts on her jacket and pulls a hat over her head. She looks in the mirror and barely recognizes herself. The wound on her forehead is swelling and turning purple, but at least it has stopped bleeding. It's already past midnight. The guards will be patrolling the halls of the residence, so the only alternative is the window. Debbie opens it. The cool nighttime breeze and the height. She's on the second floor. Send a shiver down her spine. For a brief moment, Debbie turns and looks back at the dorm behind her. Fuck it, this isn't my house. Debbie sticks one leg out the window and looks around outside. She knows she must rely on the cover of darkness to make her escape. Hundreds of stars flicker above her, but the night sky is moonless. There doesn't seem to be anyone in the garden. She hears voices and laughter coming from one of the dorm rooms. Another sleepover I wasn't invited to. Good, that'll keep the night guards busy. Debbie leans on the windowsill gingerly and clutches at the moldy bricks. She pulls herself up, placing her feet on the dangerously narrow ledge. Moving her hands and feet simultaneously, she shimmies over to the drain pipe. As soon as she reaches the cold metal pipe, she grabs it and slides down it. Ouch! Debbie misjudged the distance and has tumbled into a planter. The bushes cushioned the blow and she isn't hurt, but the crash might have caught someone's attention. So much for being quiet. She's going to have to cross the garden quickly without getting caught. She has 40 seconds to get to the fence and jump over it when the guard isn't looking. Debbie runs. Oh my god, is this actually timed? Runs. 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 Runs more. And more. Runs. 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 Fast. Runs. 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 Without looking back. Runs. 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 I'm just smashing the word runs. Am I doing it? Oh, she misses her attempt. Tries again. Okay. Oh my god, so I have to click the text until it runs out. I see. And the guard isn't looking. Jumps. Oh my gosh. She sneaks towards the parking lot, crouching down as she goes. There must be some clueless student who forgot to lock their car or left the window half open. That's when she spots it. Parked a few feet away is Nicole's brand new red motorbike. A sly grin spreads across her lips. She'll have to hotwire the engine, but fortunately she's got some experience with that. Debbie rummages under the tank and finds the electrical circuit. Has to cut the wires. Without thinking twice, she opens her backpack and takes out the Swiss Army knife. She's sure it'll come in handy. Oh. I don't understand. Oh. Yeah? Oh, okay, I see. Ooh! Now Debbie must first connect the green wire to the black wire, and then the red wire to the blue wire. And when the wires are connected, she'll be able to start the bike. Okay. Do you see my conundrum? If you're watching, you see my conundrum. I'm like, wait. Is... Oh. Oh, okay. Wait. I'm nervous. Okay. That was so funny. So the color of the wires didn't match the words on the wires. That's sassy. The bike starts up with a roar and sounds like pure freedom. As the security guard approaches the parking lot, Debbie grips the handbars and accelerates, getting out of there as fast as she can. Quid pro quo, Nicole. Your bike in exchange for Slimy David. She takes the first exit she comes to. Debbie can't help but think about the boarding school. They probably haven't even noticed she's gone. Tomorrow morning they'll start looking for her. Her body aches and her head throbs, but she can't stop. She must get to her destination as soon as possible. First she must get her bearings and decide whether to take the interstate highway or the Hicksville freeway. I would do the interstate, personally. Debbie's eyes start to feel heavy. She passes a sign for a service area a few miles ahead. It's tempting. Still has a little gas in the tank, but it wouldn't hurt to stop for a coffee and a bite to eat. Or we should be taking a necessary risk. Ooh. Let's stop. Let's not be foolish here. Alright, she definitely needs to take a break and refuel. After filling up the bike, she heads towards the service station bar. Debbie slumps down At a table by the window, she slowly sips on a hot coffee and devours a sugary muffin that fulfills all of the criteria of a mass-produced snack. Lost in her thoughts, Debbie imagines her dad's reaction when they tell him she's run away. How could you let this happen, Strickland? I thought you ran a serious institution. She was always in trouble, Mr. Clow. What are you implying? Are you telling me I don't know how to bring up my own daughter? Feeling a curious mix of embarrassment and delight, Debbie slurps the last sip of coffee and lays out a map on the table. She still has quite a way to go. She can take the 86 to Northwick or the back road to Pine Bluffs. I said do the interstate, so yeah, I'm gonna stick with 86. Although this seems to be the longest route, dang it, she will reach her destination sooner this way. The early morning rays do little to warm her hands, which are frozen from hours of gripping the handlebars of the motorbike. Oh my god, yes. I used to ride a bike for my commute, and yeah, early morning. As the shadows and haze fade away, they reveal an unfamiliar landscape, fresh, new, and full of promise. Debbie is overcome by a feeling of liberation. Without knowing how or why, she feels sure she is doing the right thing. I did say happy birthday on the key. It's got to be a sign. With her eyes on the horizon, she settles into the seat and gives the throttle more gas. Zoom zoom. As she drives, memories of the past she is leaving behind come flooding back. Lost in regret and overcome with fatigue, her grip weakens and the bike slows. Seriously, what am I doing? I get some random anonymous postcard and suddenly I'm ready to send everything and everyone to hell. A freight truck overtakes her abruptly, bringing her back to reality. The strong tailwind forces her to straighten up. The traffic on the road is getting heavier by the minute. No more looking back, she needs to focus on the present and on the future. An hour and a half later, she passes a sign announcing her destination. It's almost noon when Debbie finally reaches her destination. She's in what appears to be a quiet residential area at the end of a boulevard lined with tall leafy trees. The houses are big with well-kept gardens and welcoming front porches. There's hardly anyone around, just a few kids playing in the driveways and a friendly-looking neighbor walking the dog. It looks like a really nice neighborhood. Debbie turns off the engine and reads the street name again. She takes off her backpack and opens it to double-check the address on her postcard. '57B, East Side, School Road, Hicksville. Yep, this is it. She sets off again, much more slowly, her eyes scanning for the number 57 along the odd-numbered sidewalk. She feels her pulse start to quicken. 7, 19, 25, 33, 41. It can't be. Debbie stops in front of number 57 and gets off the bike. She can hardly believe her eyes. In front of her is a house she can't even begin to describe. She simply can't put it into words. It's beautiful, Debbie murmurs as she crosses the street and approaches the gate, unable to take her eyes off the impressive mansion before her. The gate looks like it's open. Debbie looks both ways, afraid someone is watching her, but there's not a soul in sight. Happy birthday, she says to herself, building up the courage to push the gate open. Debbie crosses the garden on a narrow pathway bordered by brightly colored plants. Dry leaves crunch beneath her feet, and it looks like no one has mowed the lawn in weeks. A small slope leads her to the front door. The wooden porch creaks under her feet as she stops in front of the door, solid and simple in design. She hesitates for a moment, then knocks. She tries again, and again. No one answers. Debbie goes to push open the door, but it is firmly locked. To her right is something that looks like an intercom, but it's turned off. There's a small slot in the panel. Perhaps she needs a key to activate it. I'm gonna stop here because we're approaching 20 minutes. This is incredible. This is such cool gameplay. What a really unique way to do a visual novel. To do an interactive novel, an electronic book, which is different than an ebook. Interactive novel style. This is really cool. I wasn't, as you might have been able to tell, I wasn't like sure about it in the first 5 or so minutes. But now This is cooking. This is getting intriguing. And I love that there were different ways to get here, so like I'm sure different plot points happen. Ah, this is so cool. I'm super interested. Oh, I'm curious. Let's. Yeah, where'd you put the key? Yes, okay, we have a key. Yeah, we have the key. I was just curious how the hint system worked. Sometimes they're fun. I want to... This is so cool. Go to your house. I'm gonna go to the store page super quick. Let's see. Alright, so this came out Halloween 2024, and I'm recording in April 2025. Cool. So this is, yeah, this came out recently. This is out. $10 for the full game. And back up to the full... Oh, So on Halloween, the demo came out. Oh, but this just came out like 3 weeks ago. Not even. Oh, this is so cool. So narrative puzzle thriller came out March 27th, 2025. So this is a recent release. The demo is out. How did I find it then? Maybe I didn't find it noodling around new demos. But I definitely found it, as you could tell, like, I didn't know anything about it. I was just like, yeah, I'll play it. This sounds great. And this is great. I'm definitely, yeah, wishlisting that one. I'm very into it. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed it as well. This is a really cool way to do a visual novel. And I will see you in the next video. Game on.